Yo, what is up, YouTube gang? We're finally back in Phuket after a long travel to Bangkok. Finally ate some dinner, chilling out from the long trip. So we're going to talk about one of the main things I get asked so many times on the channel, which is how do you actually move to Thailand, especially in 2025? There's a lot of things have changed in Thailand over the past couple years, and I think 2025 is one of the hardest years to actually get to move to Thailand. Let me just telling you all the things I did to get here quickly, get here fast, get your visa without issues, make sure you have enough money while you're here, and just a number of other things. Pretty much all the things you're gonna need to know when you move here. But before we get into it, as always, make sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to know about Thailand. Also, while you're at it, make sure to throw your boy a like and also subscribe if you want more videos like this. So one of the first things to consider when it comes to moving to Thailand is making sure you actually come here and visit before you move. I know you've probably seen so many YouTubers like me or just tons of other people come to Thailand and say it's so amazing and it's the best life ever. And like, even though Thailand is pretty amazing, there's definitely a lot of stuff that you won't find out about Thailand until you come here that you may not like. So it's a good idea to come to Thailand and just visit for a couple of months or however long you want to. I generally would say probably a month is too short. You want enough time for you to come visit, really understand what life is like here before you really commit to moving here. So for me, for example, I've been to Thailand 2 times before I came. First time I came for 2 weeks, the second time I came for 3 months. So I had a decent amount of understanding about what life is like in Thailand, and also I had a friend who has moved now, but she was living in Thailand here that I used to ask tons of questions to get a really good understanding of like what life is like here. So I would definitely suggest, if you're thinking about moving here, definitely come and visit first, because the last thing you want to do is move to a place that you really don't like once kind of the glitz and glamour of vacation mode wears off and you actually have to deal with day-to-day life here. Another thing you want to really think about too is budgets. So I see so many people come here with a small amount of money, nip noi a little bit, and think they're gonna be able to survive in Thailand because they think Thailand is super, super cheap. Now for me, for example, I stay on one of the most expensive islands, which is Phuket. Most people that move to Thailand go to Bangkok or Chiang Mai or something, which is much more like city life and in some sense a little bit cheaper. In Phuket, obviously, since it's more a vacation spot, there's definitely seasons of where it's really expensive and seasons where it's really not. And depending on when you move here, it's going to definitely make a huge difference in terms of what you're going to experience. So for me, when I first moved here, I actually moved here during the high season because for me, it was the most convenient time because me and my brother were going on vacation and da-da. So when I moved here, things were a little more expensive. So what I did was I had to wait a little while until I got my apartment and many other things, just due to the fact that like the price wasn't worth it when, if I would have bought something 2 months earlier, it would have been almost double the cost. Well, if I just waited 2 months, it would have been a lot cheaper. So a really big thing you want to think about is where you're moving to, one, and how that's going to reflect in your budget. So for me, when I moved here, I moved with tons of savings. I've been working software engineering for about 5 years. So I had, oodles and oodles of savings, and your boy was kind of doing a little bit of overemployment as well to really get in that bag. So for me, when I moved over here, I had tons of money, and so savings was not an issue. But I would generally suggest that you at least have a decent amount of savings from coming out here, something between $5,000 and $10,000. Obviously, if we're coming over here on like a DTE visa, you're going to need $15,000 in savings. So either way, you're going to need money. That's basically something that's kind of non-negotiable. Because if you come over here with no funds and you think it's really cheap, you will be very sadly mistaken. Is it cheaper than the US? Totally. But still, you're going to be still spending money. It's kind of something unavoidable. You know what I'm saying? Having a good amount of savings ahead of time will prepare you for emergency circumstances. Maybe you have an injury and you need to go to the hospital. You got money to spend on that hospital visit. Maybe, your motorbike breakdown or your car breakdown that has issues, you got money to fix that. You got troubles back home that you need to send money out for. Stuff like that is stuff you need to be prepared for. So having savings ahead of time will really make it easy to prepare for those circumstances. Another thing as well, to really consider when it comes to budgeting is you're going to want to go out and we're going to do things. You know what I mean? There's tons to do in Thailand. You have nice clubs, nice beaches. You know what I mean? You're going to want to take flights to different places and see different areas. And so if you're going to be able to do all that, that obviously is going to require funds. And trust me, one of the most expensive things in Thailand that you can do is go out here and go to the club. You will break a bag every time. I easily went up to the club and spent up to 5,000 baht a night. Like I literally just went out last night. I think I spent like 3,000 baht just one night. So, you know what I mean? That's about like $100. So for Thai people, it's very expensive. But like I said, once again, if you're coming over here and thinking you're just gonna live life off $1,000 a month, it's gonna be very hard. I would really say to survive in Thailand, like on a realistic budget, you basically need about 2,000 USD a month. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on kind of what you're doing and what your day-to-day life is. But I would generally say that's like the average. The next one to consider, and I see so many people mess up on this very step, and it's gonna make your life here a living hell, is visas. So many people come over here on like a tourist visa and thinking they can get a visa while they're here, or they come over education visa and don't think about the work-life balance that you're gonna have. The visa you come over here with is gonna be a very, very big part of living here. So that's something to really consider. I would say by far the best visa to get, if you can get it, is the DTV visa. And for that, you're gonna need a couple different things. So for example, if you're unfamiliar with the visa process and wanna get more information on like it is to apply for the DTV visa or any of the visas, or just in general have questions on Thailand and moving here and getting acquainted and having savings and budgetings and getting remote work, you guys can schedule a one-on-one meeting with me where we will talk in person over Zoom and I'll answer all your questions and give you a very, very good understanding of what it's like to move here. I get so many questions every day of people emailing me or hitting me up for RG, asking questions about Thailand, about how to move here and all this stuff. It's so much easier just to book a one-on-one meeting with me. You know, if you send me a DM, I may get back to you at some point because I'm just busy, but a meeting is something that it's on my calendar and I see it and I'll get it done. But back to the visas. The best visa by far to get, in my opinion, is going to be the DTV visa. And then I would say the second best visa to get is going to be some sort of education visa. So education visa, you essentially would work at some school, organization, or you can do something like, you know, would do Muay Thai, cooking classes, stuff like that. But those visas generally are pretty short term and not going to be very long term. Even if you come over here on a tourist visa, for example, and you then want to transfer to a more long term visa, you're going to have to do that outside of Thailand. So there's a lot of caveats when it comes to getting your visas that are not strictly delineated on the Thai embassy website or even told you in person. So definitely tons of stuff you need to know, and it's good to know that stuff before you come here and have problems. Because trust me, the last thing you want to be doing is doing visa runs every couple weeks, you know what I mean, and paying 500 baht a run plus the taxi plus this just to maintain here while you're trying to deal with your just day-to-day lifestyle. Trust me, it's not a good time. I would say one of the last things to consider before when you come here is that life will not be as you think it is. Trust me, I see so many people coming to Thailand thinking that Thailand is going to be a very specific way, or that it's just going to be a fantasy land. You will find things you don't like, trust me. So for example, I've been in Thailand for about a year, and one of the major things that I found out very quickly, especially on the island that I live on, like I said, it's Phuket, is that there is not really that much to do, which for me is totally fine because I'm an island boy anyways, insert island boy meme here. But for a lot of people, you know, that want a more, you know, busy, bustling lifestyle with tons of things to do every day and everything, you know, every day's a new day and tons of clubs, you know, moving to Bangkok, Chiang Mai, you know, Bali, somewhere else is probably going to be a better choice. So understanding like what you like to do, what are the things that you really enjoy, will really help you inform you make a good decision on where to move to. For me, I'm a very quiet person. I'm a chill person. You know, I just want to sit, you know, play pool with the gang, you know what I'm saying? Go to the studio, you know, work on some tracks, make some music, and that's it. I do that, your boy's good, you know what I'm saying? Hang with a girlfriend. So for me, Phuket was like a perfect place. And also Phuket has a lot of nature stuff. I really love nature, hiking and getting outside and visiting all the islands that Phuket has to offer as well, which is tons of islands. But even if you stay here for, you know, like say 6 months, 10 months, you're gonna go to every island. You're gonna go to James Bond Island, you're gonna go to Phi, you're gonna go to Krabi, you're gonna go to Ao Nang, you know, which is the same thing as Krabi. You're gonna go to all these places, you're gonna go to the couple clubs on Phuket, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna do basically everything pretty fast. So at a certain point, you're gonna realize, all right, do I really, really like it or not? And certain people, they may not, certain people, they may. Same thing with Bangkok. You may move there and think, oh, like, I can get this super luxury apartment for super cheap, but then like traffic is really, really bad in Bangkok. I mean, really bad. Like if you want to go anywhere in Bangkok, it's basically an hour, unless it's like really close. So like there's tons of stuff in Bangkok that you will also like or not like, you know what I mean? If you move to a quieter part like Chiang Mai, yeah, it's going to be a little bit quieter than Bangkok, but then you're going to have the Phuket problem, which is just going to be generally a little bit less to do in comparison to Bangkok. So every place you move to is going to have their pros and their cons. And so by just having a good understanding of what you're looking for, it's going to make it very easy to find a place you like living at. And one last thing to consider as well is actually having remote work and income while you're here. You're going to need money while you come here. That money that you came initially with is going to dwindle pretty fast. So to do that, the best way to do is just find a remote work. If you're like me and you love to work remotely and you don't want to sit at a desk all day, then please, please, please sign up for my coding mentorship. I will leave a link down below. My coding mentorship is actually really straightforward. I teach you one-on-one how to code from scratch. You will learn everything it takes to be a successful software engineer or work in any field. Tech, that means IS, IT, or software engineer. I go through pretty much all the subject matter that you need to know. It is a long-term course, so it definitely is for people that really, really want it, but trust me, in the long term, it will be so much more beneficial because the only field right now that will forever be online is tech. No matter how aggressively using hardware or something, tech will always be the one thing that will be online and can be done remotely. So you always have a job. So if you're interested in it, like I said, look down below in the description and lock in so that way you can have some money when you move here and you won't be a broke. But that ends it for today's video, guys. If you guys want videos like this, as always, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and also comment down below and let me know what questions you guys have about Thailand. And also, most importantly, if you want more information on the D2D visa, you can actually find one of my videos here on it. Or if you want a video maybe what it's like to live in Thailand, you can find one like it here. In either case, I'll see you guys next time.